Yo, guys, welcome back to another episode on RSFL TV. Your host himself, Mr. Laukiburu, is here. Guys, look, I think this is one of our biggest shows last season, as when the guys got to meet the manager. So yeah, I want to introduce a very special person to me, a very special person or manager to the league itself. I think he's the stalwart of the league. I don't, as much as all of us are there and all of us are performing and playing the game and supporting every year, he is the mainstay in the league. So yeah, we wanna do a show for the new guys that don't know how it works. Basically, we invite one of our new managers or one of our existing managers to come on the show, and we just want to get to know the manager a little, man. See how he operates, what his strategies is, who he is as a person. I'm sure you guys playing now, but every game week you don't know who the person is because all you see is a name, Lyle, Fabian, Gavin. You don't really know who the person is. So yeah, so our lucky guest we have tonight, he made some time. We had to speak to his agent to get him off. BBC also had to release him. Is the one and only, the man himself. I want to bring up the one and only Mr. Gavin Hoffman. Uncle G, how you doing?
Hi, Lau. I'm doing fine, thanks. Glad to be on the show. Thanks for a very warm welcome. I nearly got a tear in my eye. Um, yeah, but great to be back.
No, it's good, man. I'm good. It's good. It's good. And it's not only because of COVID that we're doing this, guys. Guys, we need to move with the world. And that's why we're getting digital. So, Uncle G, I wanna say thank you firstly for you to making time to come and chat with us. Have a little chat and see how we just find out how things are going so far with regards to the league, how the season is going so far. So yeah, let us not waste any time. I'm gonna jump straight into it. The guys out there, and Uncle G, you know, the guys out there, I'm sure everyone wants to know the manager, who he is, Uncle G, that's all the year, the stalwart. Tell the guys a little who you are, where you from, what you do, how long you've been playing. Just give the guys some insight into who Gavin Hoffman is really.
Okay.
Gavin's gladiators, who the manager is.
Yeah. Look, I think most of the guys knows me, but know me. I'm Gavin Hoffman. Uh, look, born and bred in Belleville, Belleville South. I'm, I think, one of the biggest Liverpool supporters around in the Western Cape and in South Africa. Um, look, I'm a very strong follower, even of our RSFL Fantasy League. I've been there since the start, and it's just been a pleasure, and it's been just been lovely to watch the journey over the years. I mean, you know, you've been to Anfield, our man cave here. It's all about Liverpool, uh, and obviously you grew up with it as well. And I think, yeah, just glad. And I look, and after this long period of waiting for 30 years for a Premier League title, it's actually been quite a few good years to be a Liverpool supporter after all the pain that
Definitely.
we're suffering at the hands of our arch rivals and stuff. Yeah, but I'm happy. I'm looking forward to the new season. Yeah, and as you guys can see on the on my welcoming pick there is that got my Liverpool support stuff there, carrying the scarf.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, look, I'm looking forward to the season. Although I must say the RSFL or even the Fantasy League in general is a totally different kettle of fish.
Yes. No, definitely. And Uncle G, I wanna just make it clear to everyone out there, guys. Please, I'm not having Uncle G on as the first guest of the show because he's a Liverpool supporter. It's not about that. I thought the best person to open up the Meet the Manager this season is gonna be the one and only. Seeing that we haven't had him on any of the shows, so I just want to set that record straight. Secondly, whoever has a chance to actually go and sit down, my Uncle G, watch a game in the Anfield, those Anfield support or Liverpool supporters out there, please, you must make the time, even if it's via video chat that you're watching the game with him. You will have experience of a lifetime with Uncle G on his side. So, Uncle G, look, I want to get some history. And I want the guys to know who Gavin Hoffman is. I made a little slide so that we can see basically your history of playing fantasy league and how you operate. I can't say how you operate, but just your history on how you've been doing so far. Of course, we're first gonna start with Gavin's Gladiators itself. Currently, you're on 339 points, right? You overall ranked 933,404th place. That is just under the million mark, which I think is a very good place to be for now. Was that the goal so far for the season to be at this spot? Are you happy with the place that you are now based on the first few game weeks?
Yes, look, my main aim was to be amongst the first million. I mean, after the first 5 game weeks, and just
Right.
take it from there. My next aim is actually to break into the top 600,000 after game 10, and just see where it goes. Even in the RSFL league, I think I'm currently in 10th position. Um, Look, I'm not far off the leaders, and that's a good spot to be in. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so it's going to be. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually very excited about it.
No, it's good to hear. It's good to hear. And then I also want to tackle this. I think this is the main thing. When I was doing the slides this morning, I actually picked this up. Every game week you've been averaging 70. The past game week you went to 59. What was the reason? Was it something different? Was it something that threw you out? Because I mean, an average of 70 is really good, and I think that's why you're under the million. So
Yep.
to get 59, what was the reason? Was there any downfalls? I see you. I think you took a -8, if I'm not
That's
mistaken,
correct. Yeah,
a
that's
-8.
correct. Yes, I took
Was
a
that the downfall?
Yes, look, I'm actually trying to. I actually played a wild card in my previous game week, and for this game week, I thought there's actually one or two players that actually need to get in. Um, so I most probably will take another -4, -8 this coming game week, and that obviously will settle my team.
Yeah,
Yeah, but look, it was not the look. I was still looking forward. I always put an aim there for about 60, 65 points. That's my target,
yeah,
and I've just missed it this past game week. But I'm not too disappointed. I had a few, uh, the changes that I made didn't actually come off. I brought one who's defender in, and I also put one of my other defenders in, and they both conceded goals early on, and that was it.
yeah,
And luckily for me, my Arsenal defense came through. For those
yeah.
Keenan McKenna followers, Arsenal came to my rescue actually. And yeah, but then the biggest disappointment was actually up front. My two forwards didn't come through.
Come through it all. So that was the
Yeah,
downfall for that 59 points.
yeah.
Don't worry, you're not the only one. I was also tentative 5 minutes before closing, before deadline. I was tentative if I should play my wild card. I went the other way and I played my free hit, which I think was a big mistake and it was a panic play. All my defenders I brought in for this game for the free hit all gave me nothing, Trent included. So yeah, don't stress. I think it's still a good average. I think 59 to still be in the top 10 in the league still should be a good result. But then also, Uncle G, I want to go to your previous seasons, right? One benchmark that you've set yourself, and I can see it's always improving. You've started, let's go back to 2015, 2016. You started at 2000. 16, 17, you were also in 2000. 17, 18, you also made 2000. 18, 19, you made 2000 again. 19, 20, you made 2000 again. So it's all between 2000 and 2050 for the last 5 years. Then last season, you actually cracked the 2.3 barrier. What was the difference? I mean, if I look, and I know we had a chat off the record, we had a chat about this. 2,350. In my opinion, you shouldn't be happy with it.
Yeah, look, I actually took, I think we spoke about it at the awards actually.
Yes,
I think I
bring,
took
that's why I'm bringing it
my
up.
minus my minus points. If I didn't take so many minuses, I would have won the league by most probably about 40, 50 points. Um,
Yes.
Although it's easy to look at it that way, I always play the fantasy very aggressively. I
Yes.
normally go with my gut feeling, and and obviously I know some other managers are targeting certain games where I got a more not as a laid back approach. Although I'm aggressive, it's
Yeah.
more long term as well. I'm actually looking at 6, 7, 8 game weeks down the road. So I'm trying to get all my stuff in place, all my changes, and from there to make it easy for me to play around with some of my players. The other thing that I also
True.
worked on, I also made sure that, especially in the last 2 years when we had a pandemic, last season, for example, I made sure that all three players that I had on my bench, besides now the goalkeeper, that they were all guys that were at least playing.
Playing.
And there
Yeah.
were times when guys, because of the pandemic, and the guys were taken out of the side and or the teams, and I was lucky to guys to come in and those crucial points. I think in the end uh, helped a lot to get me onto the
Yeah.
podium last week.
No, that's true. True, true. So, guys, there you have it. Some insight into how Gucci strategizes, some tips on how he works. I'm sure there's some managers out there that's also planning and strategizing. But, guys, whoever you are, I don't think there's anyone as aggressive as Uncle G. Knowing him personally, knows how he plays. He seriously, what he just said there, and that's the reason that I brought it up. If he didn't take as much minus as last season, which is easy to say again, he would have won the league easy. And I think he would have probably cracked the 2.6, 2.8 barrier last season, which would have been a good result for the season. But yeah, so guys, look, Uncle G, I want to say thank you very, very much for giving us a little intro into who you are, how you operate, what plans you have, and how you strategize with regards to it. But then there's also some points that I thought I wanna chat to you about, man. Get your opinion about it, and it's all more fantasy league related, not RSFL, more fantasy league related. So the topics I want to touch this topic. What do you think? What's happening at Chelsea? What is making them so good up front? What is making them an attacking threat? I mean, I haven't seen a team in a while, other than Man City and Liverpool, that has been so balanced.
Yeah, you hit the nail there, Lau. Is that I think the best balanced team at the moment is actually Chelsea. They got very few deficiencies at the back, and then I think the forward play. I think with the acquisition of Romelu Lukaku, just brought another dimension to the forward play. Um, Although they've got a lot of attacking players there, and you guys will see there on the slides that there's in fact Pulisic, Ziyech, he's not even on there,
It's on there.
and it starts off with the main guy up front, the pivot. Um, Lukaku, I think he's been a monster. I got him in
Yes.
about 2, 3 weeks ago. I thought I need to jump the gun there before the other guys get hold of him, before there's a increase. So I got him in. But just to go to the Chelsea team, I mean, we've got the Havertz. I think he's also obviously feeding off Lukaku.
Yeah.
And he's been a prolific goal scorer in the Bundesliga before he came to the English Premier League. Then you've got
Yeah.
the industrious Mason Mount, a guy that gives 100% every match, and he's always there to pick up those the second or third ball. Then also we have Kovacic. Is a player that he will be on your right hand side as we look at it. A guy that actually is coming more into his own now because he's got a good distribution game, but because of previous managers, he was actually playing more defensively. He has got a very good passes in, and I think he's going to be instrumental in getting Lukaku even some more results. Then also obviously the other guy, Timo Werner. I think he upset a few guys last season that didn't come to the party, or we didn't hit the EPL by storm as we actually expected, and
The
it took a long
standards.
time to standards are much higher and tougher and more physical. And
True.
but I must say, it looks like he's He's also feeding off Lukaku, maybe in the dressing room,
Yeah,
maybe behind the scenes. But he's looking better. He had an assist over the weekend. But also, he's that one player where Lukaku maybe doesn't have that outright pace. Werner
yes,
can maybe uh, even be that guy in disguise by playing over the top behind the defenders, and he can even come
yeah,
north on. So Chelsea can play basically whatever team they play against. They can try all different ways.
yeah.
You will see there's a guy at the back there, Alonso, Marco Alonso. Uh,
I had to
he's,
put him
he's,
in.
he's He's on this because he's actually a big attacking threat. Yeah,
Yes.
obviously, over the weekend he had I think five big goal chances, and that
Yeah.
shows you how far he up the pitch he plays. And the other
Yes.
thing that I like about Chelsea is that they can revert anytime to a 3-5-2, playing three at the back, play four at the back. They can even go to five at the back if they want to, and
Yeah.
they're very flexible with the systems that they can play. And obviously, they've got a very
Yeah.
astute manager in TT. So
Yeah.
look, they're going to be a formidable force for the coming season. It looks like there's
Yeah.
no lack of firing power up front.
Yeah, I know. I'm of the same opinion. I think the front runners so far. You know how I am about my Liverpool team. But I think the front runners for me is straight up Chelsea. They are just too balanced up front, especially. They're just too balanced. To take out Giroud, and Tammy out of this equation of these players, and then you still have Ziyech and all those guys on the bench. I mean, yeah, I think it's dangerous. But then also not only attacking wise, let's move on to the next slide. I also wanted to cover the defensive strength. I think this guy is the best defender besides Virgil van Dijk in the Premier League. I haven't Maguire hasn't proven to me, Varane, those guys they haven't proven. But I think this guy is proven now. He is one of the best in the world. Antonio Rudiger. I can't see anyone better than this guy at the moment. I think this guy and Van Dijk next to each other will be unstoppable. Just raw pace from the mark, covering defense, sliding tackles, body on the line. He's like a times 10 version of John Terry. For in my opinion, just he has more pace, pure pace, and he's decided at the back. So even though you can see there's Thiago Silva, I think Aspi is also still a brilliant player. No team can play without a guy like Kante. So that's why I put him the defensive strength, the balance at the back, Uncle G. It's ridiculous for me. It's just ridiculous what they have at the back. I mean, Reece James is not here. Ben Chilwell is not here. Chaloba is not here. There's more names that we can mention that's not even on the screen now. But what is your opinion with regards to the defense? I think they're up there. They're up there, especially with the keeper also.
Cohesive unit at the back looked like they
Yes.
will never concede a goal. You summed it up very well, Lau. I think Rudiger has been going under the radar. He had some very difficult times
Yeah.
under Frank Lampard. He was in and out of the team. Just shows you he got a manager that backed him, obviously that knows him from the Bundesliga. And
Yeah.
look, I, the way I see Rudiger playing at the moment, I can't see that he will no longer be no longer be ignored by the German national team selectors.
Yeah.
Uh, Over the weekend, you got a nice, beautiful goal as well, and you summed it up nicely. I mean, we haven't even spoken about the other defenders. They just can't get into the team.
Yes.
What Tuchel did was he went with his preseason. The guys that were in form that played the preseason. You must remember a lot of the players actually went with their national teams to the Euros, like Ben Chilwell, um, Reed James, for example. And some of those guys didn't play even a lot of matches, but because the other players were in the camp preseason, Tuchel decided that he will go with the players that was there right from the beginning. And those guys either need to play themselves out of the team uh, uh, before he will make any changes. I mean, Alonso has been there. Uh, I mean, Azpilicueta has been there. He's been a stalwart there
Yeah.
at Chelsea. And then I think the one thing that we also just missing, not missing, but it's instrumental to their side as well is Kante. I mean, with that
Yes.
back three or back four, and you've got those that little wall I can say in the middle of midfield, and he's got that engine, and really, and they've got a very brilliant keeper as well as Mendy. You know, in the past they had problems, but even over the weekend, Kepa came in and it didn't look like they missed
Faulted.
actually Mendy at all.
Yeah.
So I mean, they okay, it was a very toothless Spurs attack for me, but yeah, but Chelsea's they very strong, and for me early contenders for the outright league title.
No, definitely. But then also not given like we say up front things are magical. At the back things are stalwart. But then you also need to look at the midfield. I mean, these three guys at the moment I think are up there. One of the best midfields in the game. I'm still not a believer in Jorginho, but I've seen what he does, the dirty work and the dictatorship that he does on the field. I think is brilliant. I think he goes under the radar. People don't see the brilliance of him of dictating and all the passes, even though the passes sometimes back passes. It's still a pass, and it counts so much if you're trying to slow the game, speed up the game. So, what do you think with regards to their midfield at the moment? How does their midfield look? Is the midfield good enough to supply the guys up front? Is it good enough to cover the guys at the back? We know what your opinion is about Kante, but the other two
Yep.
there, what do you think?
Yes, yes. Now, I mean, again, there you summed it right or summed it up correctly. Is that and you know all about Kante, but even Jorginho and Kovacic, they can determine the pace of the match. Either get it
Yeah,
quickly to the front players, and then obviously, but just look at that midfield. Doesn't it remind you about another top class team? They're not spectacular. They're not.
yes,
Uh, they look similar to a Liverpool midfield. They
yeah,
there for like a Fabinho or a Henderson or when Harlem in the past. They don't score a lot of goals, but
yeah,
they're very effective. They're working a
yes,
high work rate, high work ethic, and I think especially Kovacic, I think he understands his game much better now because
yes,
there's now more got more confidence in the guys up front. And that's without even with the pace of a Zier or a Pulisic.
yeah,
They got so many options, and they look like a team that really can go on a like the City teams from the past. They can go on
yeah,
on a winning streak of 10, 15 games or so. So
yeah, definitely,
well, I think this Chelsea team is really somebody that as I say a very
of
formidable
course,
force that needs to be reckoned with.
yeah. No, definitely. But I could see, look, let us also move on. Let us carry the pride. I think this is something that you must cover. Your update so far with regards to our team, our beloved team. What do you think so far? Uh, How is things looking? I think we're one of the teams with the best clean sheets so far. We're looking defensively, we're looking good. I don't know what happened with Trent this weekend. I heard he was ill. But what do you think? What is your opinion so far with regards to Liverpool? How are we looking so far? What is our
Now,
plan? Do you think we're gonna make it?
solid. I think us and Chelsea have actually been we've got the exact results since the start of the season. We've only conceded one goal, so that says a lot. That obviously with all the guys that came back from injury, I mean we've been doing well, and we haven't been playing the same back four
Yeah,
at the back for every match. We've had some changes, and we're looking good. I think the options are more. And now, not even talking about Nat Phillips or Gomez, that has seen very little minutes so far from the Premier League season. But
yeah,
I think it also helps. We've got a very good goalkeeper at the back, Allison. But I think the pride is back. I think the guys that came back, Gomez and the new signing Konate and Van Dijk,
yeah,
and remember Arnold was also injured for a few. matches last
Games,
season.
yeah.
Just needed some time to gel with the team. Robertson was injured. So the team it seems to settling again, getting back to where they were before last season, and that spells danger for the rest of the Premier League.
So there you guys have
And
it. The guys, all the scousers out there. You guys have it. Uncle G believes the defense is unstoppable this season. Do you think we're going to be able to keep out or get more clean sheets this season? With the way the game is evolving, attacking play, the West Hams, the Brightons, the Leicesters, the way those teams are attacking, do you think we're going to stand a chance against those teams, especially the small teams? I think we have a little advantage because we carry the possession. We have a little more advantage, but against the big teams, the Uniteds and that stuff, are we gonna are we gonna survive? Is our players still good enough to cope there? I think another benefit that we have, we didn't mention, you didn't mention, I also didn't mention it, is the fact that all those guys, one, we're looking at Tsibiskas is new basically. Fabinho, Matip, Allison, Van Dijk, Robertson, and Trent is all signed long-term contracts.
that must be a boost to their confidence. They their long-term future basically has been sorted out, and it's any professional um, in any sports. What you want is you want security, and I
Yes.
think they've got that. And now they can focus on stuff on the field. I didn't mention Matip. In fact, I think he has been the star so far in the defense for our season.
Yeah.
Very much under the radar. We got him for free. He finished his international career, so he's not going to AFCON or anything. He's there all
Yeah.
the time. Then the monster in midfield, Fabinho, um, that has been. It seems like when he does something wrong, it's unacceptable. We don't expect that from
Yeah.
him, and that's a high standard that he set. No, I'm very happy with our defense, and hopefully the injury will stay away this season. And
No,
VVD is still not sharp. He's still getting back to full fitness, and the way he's playing, he's that old VVD, the Rolls Royce at fullback, taking everything in his stride,
no,
and that
definitely.
bodes well for the rest of the season. And
Definitely,
just another
definitely.
point, Lyle, quickly on that. You spoke about the small teams that, and you know how important it is when you have a good defense and you're very secure at the back. Then you can take a low, or you can sneak a goal and you get
Yeah.
over the line. And if you've got a
True.
solid defense, that is when you win that ugly matches. The midfield is on top,
Yes.
the defense is there. So that's crucial. If teams go
Yeah.
onto, and you know how the mentality is for the opposition, they don't know where they're gonna find the hole or where they will get a goal to score from. Some will think
No,
of set
definitely.
pieces, but we're very good at those set pieces. So that's a big boost to our confidence. And I think Klopp has decided we're going the other way. Instead of signing a lot of new players that will need some time to blend into any side, he went, let's stick with the tried and trust.
The tried and trust. No, true. And I was listening to watching an interview the other day of him also, and he says, what's the use of spending on guys and having guys unhappy because they're not playing every week?" So yeah, I think I understand the reasoning why. Rather stick to the guns, stick to the guys that has been successful for us, and yeah, we move on. But Uncle G, look, we also want to cover. I also want to cover with you our midfield strength. Who is the starting midfield? Are we good enough? Like you said earlier, like the Jorginho trio of Chelsea. Who's the three? I mean, Nabi hasn't performed, scored a wonder goal the weekend. Thiago, I think he's gonna come good this season. He needs to play a little more forward, to find his creative edge again. Endo, I don't believe we can play without him because of the tempo. He adjusts the tempo for us. Fabinho, best reader of the ball in the world. Unfortunately, I couldn't put Harvey Elliott there due to that. So to Harvey, wish you well, buddy.
Or a James
Um,
Morgan.
but even James Milner versatility, Ox is not in here. Minamino's not in here. But Curtis Jones I added as a young player. Do you think who would be your front three or your first three in the midfield? You know, Klopp doesn't change his lineup or his formation. Sorry, it's 4-3-3 since he started with us. What do you think?
No, look, Thiago's not out for two matches because of a calf injury. Obviously, Hendo and El Capitano and Fabinho. I think is not non-negotiable actually. And then it
Yeah,
all depends who you're playing against. I like the sight of Curtis Jones. I think he brings that freshness, that youthfulness to the team. Then
true.
midfield,
Yeah,
he always looking that he wants to have the ball. But I will any one of Keita, Thiago, or Curtis Jones with the other two. But I think the other two is essential. Although I think sometimes we underestimate that we can actually decide whoever wants to play. If we need to play two up front and leave one at the back, maybe Fabinho leaving there.
yeah,
I can't see Hendo or Thiago or Keita or Jones in a more forward role, even even better. Although I still
yeah.
think if Bobby Firmino is fit, that also may because Bobby is like a he plays like a nine, but he can play like an eight as well
Yeah.
because he comes back so deep and the forwards can feed from there.
No, definitely, definitely. And that's also something that I want to cover now. Going forward, what is our most potent attack? I mean, Salah's breaking records. Mane just broke his record now of the 100th goal. There's much love for Jota, what has been done. People will probably jump on my head for this. But I did make a comparison. I haven't seen a player since Messi and Iniesta that has close control or can maneuver a ball the way Jota does at pace. That's my opinion about it. I haven't seen a player adjust his feet so well. Portugal, Premier League, anywhere, adjust his feet so well in small spaces, get a shot away, create chances, always in the box, always in the right position, always making good decisions. What is your thoughts with regards to Jota so far?
Yeah, no, now I'm gonna go up the other way. I Mane and Salah, I think picked themselves. I think it's an outright fight between Bobby and Jota. Um, Look, Jota took the Premier League by storm when he came to Liverpool. And I'm not saying teams found him out, but I don't know. I just get the impression when Jota starts, he's not that. He doesn't have that huge an
Impactful.
impact when he comes from the bench. I
Yeah,
just feel that Mane and Salah and Firmino supplement one another much better. Obviously, they've been playing for a long time together, and I think with that, obviously with the option of having Jota,
yeah.
they obviously means that not one of the front three can actually rest on their
Can
laurels,
rest, yeah.
and
No, but
and
look,
I think
yeah.
just think about it. You bring Jota in the last half an hour, guys. Defenders are
No,
tired.
definitely. Look, I'm still of the opinion. Bobby still starts. Bobby still.
Yeah,
I know what he does, what he brings to the team. Bobby still starts. I just have a huge acknowledgement for Jota, what he does on the field, how he moves. Um, just understanding the game better for his age. He understands the game very well. I think that is something that sets Ronaldo apart now from everyone else. All the other strikers in the Premier League currently, he's the only one anticipating. I mean, the goal that he scored, was it last week against Newcastle? This is anticipation, and that is what Jota does. I was having a discussion with someone, I think it was Fabian or someone, and I said the same with Bobby. When we playing smaller teams, or when we play the big teams, I understand that Bobby drops to make space for Mane and Salah. But in games like the smaller teams where we dominate the position, that is the games where Bobby doesn't need to come deep. He needs to then
right.
stay in the 6 yard box. And I think that is where he needs to find the balance. And in smaller games where we have the position, you stay in the 6 yard box, maneuver in the 6 yard. He's a good header of the ball. He can maneuver. Any shot that comes into him, he can maneuver his body. He has the best control. I mean, everyone in the team actually speaks about him. They will whoop balls into him, and then it's like nothing. The ball just sticks to him like glue. So I think that is just where he needs to find his balance. I still prefer Bobby ahead of Trotter, but it's true what you're saying. The last half an hour, Trotter just brings something different, and I don't think any other team has something so effective at the moment. Even though he's not a starter, but yeah, I think it's only Chelsea that has some firepower at the back. I don't know if United have Martial, so I don't want to go there.
Yeah,
They have-
just allow on that quickly. Firmino's a very intelligent player, like Ronaldo. If you look at the rest of the other three, they more or less all similar. They
yes,
play an instinct. They got the skill, everything. But Bobby is the one that
the
he's
brains.
the more intelligent of the four, and that brings something different to the team. And
No,
sometimes when you
definitely.
need to unlock a stern defense, then you need somebody like that thinks ahead, that thinks outside the box, of,
Yeah,
out
anticipates.
of the box. So then you need that, and I think that is what Ronaldo is bringing to that United team, for example. They were so
Yeah,
rigid. They more or less all the same that plays, and but he finds that clever spaces in between. He knows where to go, and that obviously came with experience as well.
true. No, no, definitely, definitely. So, Uncle G, I want to say thank you very, very much for spending some time with me. We've covered some awesome detail. We got some awesome input from you. The guys got to know who you are. Uncle G himself, the big man himself. So, Uncle G, I want to say thank you very, very much. Anytime that you're available, please make yourself available to have a chat with us. We definitely gonna have you on the show again. So, guys, there you have it. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna be back with another episode. I think. Let me not spoil the surprise for you guys. I'll let you guys know as soon as we have our next guest, which is already lined up. The next few guests is already lined up. So yeah, watch our next video. We won't be limited on any game week, so be surprised. There'll be some intakes. Uncle G, anything from your side? Anything that you want to say to the guys out there, for the league guys, for those who's playing fantasy league? Any tips? Any advice?
Yeah, just obviously you can already see there's a lot of rotation going on. There's a lot of matches are coming thick and fast. Make sure that you've got players on your bench that are playing, because there will be a lot of rotation. You saw what happened with TAA over the weekend,
Yes.
where he fell ill, and I saw, I think it was Wigan or somebody that I think he had three players on his bench that didn't play, and he missed out on two players in his starting lineup that obviously didn't play as well. So I think make sure that you've got players on your bench that are playing. They don't have to be stars or guys that are bringing a lot of points, but at least they are guys that will replace them. Injuries will come part and parcel now in the next few weeks. We've got the League Cup tomorrow and Wednesday of the weekend league.
Yeah.
It's like every 3 days, 4 days, we have matches,
There's
and
a game.
it will be like this now until the next international break.
Yeah. Any teams to look out for?
I went for Arsenal because they've got a very good. I actually got three Arsenal players in my team. So I will make a. Obviously, I will have to get Aubameyang out of my side. Yeah, the way Arsenal is playing, it doesn't look like I will get any attacking points from them. So there will be a change up front. I'm looking at least at making two changes. Yeah, and then I'm quite happy with my team. Because obviously you need to have a strategy. Either you're gonna go bold with your midfield and your strikers up front, and maybe go very thin on your midfield. Sorry, at your defense, or you go the other way around. You go mix and match at the back, mix and match in the middle, and go strong up front. But it's still out there. There's Ronaldo, Lukaku, and Salah, and with all these guys performing, it's actually really putting it out there for managers to make some big calls, and that may just be the difference between of going down, being a contender, or just be one of the also ranks in the middle of the pack.
League. But Uncle G, once again, thank you very much for making time on this wonderful evening. I want to say thank you very, very much for making time to come and chat with me. We're gonna have you again on the show. Please, 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 we need to have you again on the show, get some insight. Once again, guys, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Cheers.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Lau. See you guys. Good luck.